everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is the Thunder Show. They're getting lonely. They're getting lonely. Maniacs, help me out. This is going to be a phenomenal, laid-back, lazy, on the couch Friday. Yeah, I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore on Thursday. That's because it is Thursday, but this show is for you on Friday. I am right now in San Francisco, a tremendous town. Tech and wine, you know, just a beautiful town. They got the 49ers and the Giants. That kind of stinks. But other than that, good peeps. I'm excited to be there right now. That's where I am right now. Maybe I'm in the air. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, yapping, but you're focusing. And I know you're focusing on this because if you're a hardcore wine person, if you're a collector, I know some of the newbies may not get this. I understand. We're all going to grow together. But this is some hot stuff. Sea Smoke is on fire. These are some of the most sought after cult Pinot Noirs in the country. These wines come out at $40, $50, and $70 on release, and immediately, I'm talking eBay-esque, they go up in value by 50%. So these wines are extremely sought after. The mailing list only to the, in the scheme of things, there's some that hits retail, but these are very difficult wines to get. All three are linked below to Wine Searcher because we don't have any in stock. Personal collection coming out to share with you on this glorious, fantastic Friday. We've got questions, I've got answers, and I've got a statement. And I've been staying off your back for a long time. I know you're in the corner right now, munching on your carrots and celery, but it's time to call you out because it's long overdue. A lot of distractions, but I haven't focused. You know where I'm going. It's time. There's a lot of new Maniacs. Conan's brought some. Slate, Time Magazine. It's time. A lot of people have not seen me talk about this, Mott. Lurkers! You make me angry, sad, and I'm calling you out. What is a lurker? Because many people may not know. A lurker is a person that watches WLTV for over 7 days and does not add their 2 cents, meaning a comment, to an episode. It is a person that comes on and sucks out my entertainment, my knowledge, but way more important, my blood, my heart and soul, my tears, and offers nothing in return. Zero, zip, zilch. So lurkers, and I know a lot of you are new and they're like, oh crap, I've been watching for 7 days, I haven't posted. Don't feel bad. Many have come out recently that have been watching for over a year. There are some big lurkers out there, and I'm calling you out before today's show because I need you to come back. Please come back. No, I need you to join. You haven't even come back. Please leave a comment. Talk about Pinot Noir. Talk about wine. That's what we're here for. I'm sure people watching for the first time are like, what is this guy talking about? But that's what I'm talking about. And now let's get into the wines because we're mixing a little fun. And now we're going to get real darn serious because this is an episode I know a lot of classic collectors and very serious wine aficionados, enophiles, whatever you want to call yourselves, are going to watch because this is an interesting episode about the hottest wines maybe in the market today. Sea Smoke, Botella, Pinot Noir, 2005 vintage, $40 US. It is made from 40% new French oak barrels, it's aged, excuse me, and 60% used. 12 different coppers are used, 100% steak room. I mean, this is really Santa Rita Hills where all the action is happening. This is really, really, really hot Pinot Noir. $40 US. I'm super excited about trying this. What kind of alcohol content are we looking at here? 14.7%. Again, 40 bones. Let's give it a whirl. I mean, these wines, again, I'm going to reiterate, more so than the lurkers, is that these wines are super hot. So I'm super excited. I have not had any of the 2005s yet, and so I'm excited about trying this. Now, really nice color. It's good to see right off the bat. The presumption is that these wines are very fruit bomby, Syrah Pinots as I call them, and that concerns me. But right off the bat, the color indicates that this is a little bit truer to what Pinot Noir is, and based on color, would make me believe that it is 100% Pinot Noir grapes. So I'm excited about that. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Pretty. I'm a little tensed up. The lurkers got me going. Let me get a little bit more relaxed. Very aromatic, very fruity, but very Pinot Noir-esque, which I really appreciate. There is a little Burgundian action going on here. What I mean by that is I do get a little of that sweaty sock. I am getting a little bit of that mud. You know, it's good to see some of the earthy tones coming in here, mixed in with the beautiful, fresh, beautiful, plump, fresh strawberry component this wine is kicking out. Black pepper is in the house. White pepper is in the house. We're covering all the peppers. This is a bouquet to behold, and I appreciate the B2Bs, and this is an absolute B2B. Let's give it a whirl. This is darn good. Very impressive for the entry-level Pinot. Hoping it gets better from here. This is an exciting start. I like this Pinot Noir a lot. Classic Pinot Noir flavors. I'm getting very nice cherry and strawberry components. I almost get a Band-Aid type flavor. So that's a little weird. I don't know how to put that in exact words, but as I was tasting it, it reminded me of Band-Aids. So it's kind of weird. Like not the sticky part. You know, I used to chew on them. Kind of getting a little bit of that flavor component going on. Oh, this is good stuff. This is a great start. I have to be honest, I was very concerned that these wines were super over the top. I wasn't really sure if they were. This is not over the top at all. This is the fine line, and they're walking it perfectly, of classic New World Pinot Noir. I'm enjoying this wine a lot. Again, beautiful red fruit flavors, strawberries and cherries, but still, the heat is a little high, just a tad. I mean, that's it, like minuscule-esque, a little hot. I think that could go away over time. It's extremely rich, very powerful on the palate. This is screaming for a duck course for dinner. This is a beautiful example of what you can do with Pinot Noir in sideways country. Big kudos. I'm going 93 plus on this wine. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it hard. I like this wine a whole heck of a lot. This is very complete stuff. This is good. Real good. Let's go to a question. I'm gonna mix it up, Mott. Jeremy Bard North Hunterdon says, Jeremy Bard North Hunterdon is somebody I went to high school with, so I'm excited to see that. Hey Gary, I went to your store website. I say it has to be the best wine website I've ever been to. Of course, I mean, it's home, you know, it's just the way it is. I asked you on Facebook if you've ever tried a show on kosher wines. Facebook? No! I saw in Wine Library TV 200 the snip on Goose Bay Sauvignon Blanc Kosher 2006. I truly enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking up for the kosher wine world. Anyhow, are there any other kosher wines you really like? Here in Dallas, we have one chain, Siegel's, that has a huge selection of kosher wines and can get me anything. Jeremy, number one, good to hear from you again. Number two, remember Mr. Paul's math class where I had Mr. Paul's quotes in that notebook? It was classic. Where did that notebook go? Number three, kosher wines are under the radar. This is something I talk about a lot. They're completely prejudiced because of, you know, the whole Manischewitz, and because they deserve it, because they sucked for a very long time. But the movement in Israel, kosher and non-kosher, is shocking to me. So shocking, I'm planning a trip in 2008 because I need to get in there. I need to taste that soil. And I'm absolutely, positively convinced that because of the kosher taboo, and a lot of people who aren't kosher don't think they should drink it or can drink it or don't know what exactly to make of it, that kosher wines have a chance going forward over the next 24 to 36 months to be the steals of the wine industry. I'm very excited. I'm very hopeful. There are some. I'll zap you a list of some. I'll actually answer in Ask. By the way, these questions are coming from AskWineLibrary.com, which is up here. Click on the network tab, and then you'll see the Ask page. You can ask, and I'll do it on Friday. Some good activity. Plus, what I love about Ask, unlike my Facebook application, is that the community can answer your questions. So please check that out. But back to where I was going with this. Kosher wines have a real chance to do some damage. Really, really exciting. I'm going to answer one more question. T. McGovern says, advice on selling a Chateau Lafite 1986, cellar stored. T. If you've got a full case in original wood, then I would take it to an auction in New York, whether it's Zacky's Christie's auction or Sotheby's or one of these. You could also look at WineBid, but I like the auctions in New York. They'll probably come and pick it up no matter what part of the country you're in. That is definitely one way to look at it. If it is a singular bottle of Lafite 86 and not a full case, I would highly, highly, highly recommend giving it away as a gift to somebody special or drinking it yourself. It's kind of tougher to sell one bottle at a time. I guess you can go to winecommune.com. They're good people. That's definitely the place where you'd want to sell it if you can. But I would hold on to it. It's a classic 86 Lafite is big time stuff. If you got it in temperature controlled storage, it's something your great grandkids can probably sell for 40 acres of land. So that's where I'm going to go with that. And now I'm going to go into the next wine. I'll be honest with you. The questions are good. The Thundercats are here, but I only got 3, Mott. And I'm excited. That first wine completely blew me away. I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. Sea Smoke, 2005, Soothing Pinot Noir. 65% new French oak, 35% used oak, and that's what it's being, used to cellar at the estate. And again, Santa Rita, and beautiful package. I did everything right. I mean, these people did everything right, it looks like. $50 US, again, on release mailing list. But again, I didn't look at the wine searchers. You'll see the links. I'm sure they're probably closer to 60, 70, 80. Again, really nice color. A little darker this time than the last one. Just a hair, probably not even. Just maybe a little but not a whole heck of a lot. Let's give it a little bit of sniffy sniff. A little bit tighter than the last wine. I'm getting a little bit of a concrete aspect that I talk about sometimes, that concrete dust. Starting to open up a little bit. I'm getting some cherries and raspberries, a little more raspberry action. I like the raspberries this time. There goes the iPhone, little ringy ring. Let's give this a whirl. So this wine puts on some weight. This is kind of like the difference. You know what this wine is? This wine is the freshman 15 version of this wine. It's a little bit chunkier. Sometimes that's good. A little love handle action. Never hurt anybody. It is the freshman 15 version of the last wine. It's a little bit beefier. I get a little bit more of a venison, deer, on the side of the road. Cut it, give it a little bite. Throw the peppers in the strawberry. That classic quote from Wine Library TV is very true to this wine. I do get venison, I get pepper, I get strawberry. This is a little bit more New World action. It's almost like it put on a little bit of makeup. It's growing up. Our teenager is going through that motion. So this is starting to veer towards a little bit more of that New World bomb action. So that concerns me a little bit for the last wine. I can see where this is kind of maybe going. This is probably an impact of the fact that it's using 65% new French oak compared to 40% of the last wine. When it's cellaring, that oak is really getting in there, and you know how the oak monster likes to ruin the party. So you got to be a little careful. Yet, it's still pulling it off. It's a good wine, a little bit less my style than the first wine, but a wine that I enjoy. Clearly has done a great job, clearly is good Pinot Noir, very fresh. I like the fleshy fruit version of this wine. Again, the fleshiness is the venison, the deer skin, all that action, and the fruitiness is the compounding, explosive fruit that this wine does bring to the table. These are good wines. This is really impressive. I like these wines better than the Costa Brown wines. I do. This is good. I'm going to score this wine 93 points. It's just extremely good and well worth $50. There's nothing else to really say. Next question. Melanie says, is bottle shock taken into consideration? I am sure that the Molly Dukers are a sore subject by now. But I was curious if bottle shock is ever taken into consideration when tasting wines that I have just arrived at the wine library. Melanie, tremendous question. What is bottle shock? Everybody at home is saying, wow, can you scare a bottle? Does it come around the corner and and some bottle shocked? What bottle shock is there's a theory that when wine is in transit, it's bouncing around, and when you get it, right from the store, right from delivery, that it's in bottle shock, that it's bounced around, it kind of doesn't taste the way it should. I'm not so sure about the whole theory of bottle shock. That's going to be an episode for a whole different day. Is bottle shock taken into consideration? It sure is. I mean, listen, the Molly Duker issue was clearly a style issue. Those wines are like 19% alcohol, bourbon shots of liqueur. It's a style issue. Clearly, Molly Duker has a lot of fans because a lot of people didn't like the way I scored the Molly Dukers. Kudos to Molly Duker. It's a great style. There's a time and place. It wasn't for me, but who am I? Screw what I think. Please, will you please, please, please screw what I think. That's what makes me happy. Care about yourself, care about your own palate. Bottle shock is maybe a factor. It's a weird little subject for me. I'm not so, sometimes you haven't made your decision yet. And I haven't made my total decision yet. So, it's a tremendous question. Bottle shock is something that a lot of people kind of use as an excuse for when a wine doesn't taste that great that they recommend to somebody. So I'm not going to go there with that. It is what it is. Let's move on. God, this has got oh my God. Can I fit my whole, this is like, you could fit like 4 fingers. This is a huge punt. This is not even close. So clearly they upped the ante with their glass on this wine. This is the Sea Smoke 10. And this is 16 months, 100% French oak, $70 US, and weighs a ton. The glass alone is making this weigh twice as heavy as the last two, and I'm excited about this. Very curious where this is going to go. It's been an interesting week of WLTV. I claimed we were going to do food, and then I didn't do it. Look, oh my God. I should have had some sort of food here. I totally blew the food thing. We will totally get back on that. I absolutely promise you I will not let you down next week. What's that? We got 2 in. I know we got 2 in, but we didn't do it really the way we needed to do it. There's a lot going on in this nose. It's bringing an explosive, just massive, huge amount of perfume essence. I'm getting lilacs and violets. I'm also getting really dark strawberries coming through here. The strawberry action on these Pinot Noirs is really impressive. Clearly somebody's down with strawberry shortcake in this family. There's a creaminess, there's a creamsicle aspect to this wine that the others didn't have, which is very interesting. I almost think of it as a strawberry shortcake ice cream pop. You know how it's the cream on the outside and the strawberries in it? I'm kind of getting that. This really reminds me of a strawberry shortcake, which you can buy for 99 cents from Wawa, or you can pay 70 bones to smell out of this wine. It's a tough call. I'm not sure exactly where you want to go with that. Let's give it a whirl. AJ's friends, let him yap. This wine has now gone to that level. The oak is obvious. There's that creaminess. There's a bigger bigger body to the whole component of it. How do we want to put this? Strawberries, strawberry with a shot of milk, strawberries in cream. That's really how these 3 wines go down. It really comes down to stylistically, which wines do you think you would prefer? I like the focus of the first wine. I really, really do. The creaminess is really great in this wine. I like this wine. It's a little bit flabby for me. Now it's not love handles. Now it's like, hey baby, get on the treadmill. It's one of those kind of things for me on this wine. I like it. It's got beautiful flavors, but the components are very similar to the other wines. It's twice almost the price of this wine. And to me, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's a big, profound, over-the-top Pinot Noir, great structure, focused wines. These wines are made tremendously. The transition from the nose to the first attack, to the mid-palate, to the finish, the longevity finish, holding and absorbing the alcohol contents that these Pinot Noirs are, it's impressive stuff. Clearly without the presence of Syrah, which I think is a factor in Pinot Noir land, and I'm very impressed with this wine. I'm going to score this wine 92 plus points, the lowest of the bunch, but it comes down to something that just, the way it affects me, right? I mean, it's just the way it is. Listen, this is a pretty good show. I'm pretty pumped about this show. Listen, I put out a pretty good show, and I'm going to ask you for a big-time favor. The number one thing that I love about WLTV is the community that's festering. I'm going to give you a link down below. I know you might be watching on iTunes. You may even be driving or running right now. But when you get home, I know you may be lazy or tired or mad, or you don't want to listen to what Vaynerchuk says. But I'm telling you right now, you need to seriously think about going to the link below and introducing yourself to the forum. It is unbelievable that our forum, it's loving, it's embracing, and people are learning a a crap load about wine. And the final question comes from Alicia. Do you host parties at home? I'm interested in hosting a wine tasting party. Do you host them? I do. For big sommeliers in New York City, and then they come over and I sabotage them with cool stuff like Thundercats on TV and like, beer pong and saying, you're a jerk off for taking wine so serious. But they keep coming back because they clearly like me, and we pour some good vino. However, you need to, and I'm going to tell you about 2 parties that every Vayniac has to promise. Raise your hand. Swear on the Vayner Nation that you're going to pull off these 2 parties by the end of the year. 1, the blind tasting party. The most fun had in 4 walls in America. Because when you put brown bags on wines, and you buy a couple of good ones, and you buy a couple of bad ones, all of a sudden everybody gets humbled. Oh, I have a cold. Everybody always shows up with a cold. My ass, you have no cold. You're just scared to be exposed, because we all get exposed. Last night I was hitting the town with some somms, some serious wine guys. Can you go 0 for 10 in a blind tasting? Look me dead in the face? I can. And so can I. Wine is humbling, but bring out the brown bags. People have fun. You score them. You unveil them at the end. It gets really rowdy. It's a lot of fun. Do it. And number 2, special bottle dinner time. My good friend Colin from Vidler just IM'd me very recently, said I have this 95 Pichon Lalande. What should I do with it? And here's the answer. If you have a very special bottle, especially if it's over your means, it's like that thing you're kind of looking at. It's like, oh my God, Lionel. I don't know what to do. Maybe I shouldn't play with it. Play with it. Play with it, my friends. Play with it. Because what you have to do is enjoy and experience wine. And here's what I'm telling you to do. You get 6 people total. 2, 2, 2, or however you want to do it. 6 people. You all cook dinner together. You make it fresh from the garden, from Whole Foods, Wegmans, Wild Oats. I don't give a crap. From Safeway, 7-Eleven, but cook it. Cook it yourself. Make it ideal for the wine. Everybody chips in. It's a great afternoon. And you sit down and you pop that special bottle with the special people around you and that special food. I'm telling you right now, that's how we're changing the wine world. Yeah, I'm loud and I'm over the top, but I'm changing in a different way because I'm going to bring us all together doing this kind of stuff, and that's the way wine should be. That's the way wine should be. That's the way wine should be appreciated in America. Not, hey, come and look at my wine cellar and look, and we don't drink it, and I got a 99 this. And Vaynerchuk said it was really great. Pop that stuff, and you will know what this wine culture is all about. Because you, with a little bit of me, oh, and you thought I forgot about the wine question. I almost did. What are you drinking this weekend? Because you, with a little bit of me, and an underhand, it's an underhand throw, we are changing the wine world, whether you like it or not.